have some crises. We have a health crisis and we have an economic crisis. And also, of course, we have a government crisis because this government is in fact the crisis. What we have with the health crisis, every time I get up and I make recommendations on this COVID issue, I came up with a 10-point plan to assist in fighting this problem. What did they do? The doctor said, I'm a doctor, you're not a doctor. And I said, you're not a doctor, you're a lawyer. I said, yes, I'm a lawyer. And so the word out there now is it better for a QC or a doctor to run and deal with this pandemic? Well, let's look at his record as a doctor. As a doctor, when you look at any international ratings on how a country has managed COVID, we are at the bottom. Out of 179, we're 178. In the Caribbean, we are at the bottom. Give you an example. Club Med in San Salvador is closed. It's open in every other Caribbean country in our region. Why? Sandals in Nassau is closed. Why? When they're open in every other island in the Caribbean, they're open. Because we are not handling the pandemic right. This is the doctor who said that you could come into the country without being tested if you were vaccinated. When the doctors were advising him that they should not do that, because a vaccinated person could still contract the virus and could still pass it on to others. But that's what he did. And the moment that happened, what happened? The month of August is the worst month since the pandemic. We were having at least 4 deaths a day. And the number of persons being infected was increasing exponentially. And so, that's his record, a record of failure. A doctor who keeps fighting with the nurses and the doctors to the point where they're staying to sit out. Look here. Instead of investing in our hospitals, in our clinics, and providing resources for our nurses, what do? They go and spend $20 million on sidewalks. You see what has happened. We have a healthcare infrastructure that's collapsed. You see patients being treated in the parking lot of the Princess Margaret Hospital and the Rand Hospital. You see that. You see rain pouring down in the processing rooms. Flooding. That's what you're seeing, and this is a doctor. You think that we're going to continue on this path? This is what you want? What do they do with the economic crisis? Nothing. All they now are doing today is getting up on these rally stages and giving out crying out for a lot of promises. What they can do now? What they can do now? But what they can do now and do next is the same thing what they did then. And that is try to look after you when they are after looking after their wealthy friends and the well-connected friends. Look at all the scandals. Look at the scandals. They're collecting money for visas. Where's that money going? Where is that money going? We still don't know. Right? But when we raise it, when you look at the budget, nothing was in the budget about it. So where is that money? So, get out of this. We are in a crisis. We cannot afford another 5 years of something like this. They have already told you it was the people's time. Do you understand what that meant? Huh? It was not the people's time. It was just special friends, the wealthy friends and the well-connected. I can go on and on about it. But let me tell you, we do have a plan. I produced and published and was sharing with the Bahamian people from March of this year our economic plan to recover, to rebuild, and restore this country's economy. That has been out there from March. Where is this? Apart from that, we also have our blueprint for change, which has been published and on our website for several weeks now, and hard copies are now available for you here. But that's what we're doing. We're not going to talk the talk. We're going to walk the walk. And we're going to do it for you. government has borrowed $8 billion since they were in power. $8 billion in 4 years. Look around you. Do you see where that $8 billion is going? It's not here in Cat Island. I have traveled the length and breadth of this country over the last several months. No one can see where that $8 billion is going. Right? But what we do know, right? I talk about that $20 million in sidewalks they built. What we have discovered is that 800,000 of that has gone to the deputy prime minister's son, brother. His brother got $800,000 of that. I can tell you what they tried to do to me when they discovered that my brother got a contract. Well, I canceled the contract. I can't cancel it, but they won't say that. Or they say I gave it to him. And when I raised that about it, they came and they apologized to me publicly in Parliament. But now it's all right for them to give their brother $800,000. Now, look here. They say they lay in pipe in Cat Island. Y'all remember? Remember? Yeah, man. You know, the fella back in Parliament, I called the little boy. Yeah, one is from iron and the other one say they lay in pipe. They keep saying, Brady, lay no pipe in Cat Island. We laying the pipe in Cat Island. We laying pipe in Cat Island. Well, first of all, I want everyone to know, as I told them in Long Island last night, the money that they're using now to be able to lay pipes was negotiated by me from the Caribbean Development Bank. I negotiated that. That's why he's able to do it. He stopped the work here in Cat Island, and then all of a sudden now he's deciding to lay pipe. But guess what happened? We realized he was laying pipe all right, but we realized he stayed to lay his. And let me tell you this. I got a message for you. If you can pay to lay pipe, use your own money, man. No, you use our money. You use our money. No. You use our money. But I'm advised now the police are looking into that. But that is what we have here. We have a government that doesn't appreciate or understand what compassion is about. They treat every one of us with contempt. They don't listen, they don't understand, and everything they try to do is for their friends, their family, and now we know for sure their lovers. And so, Cat Islanders, come the 16th, I need each and every one of you to go to that poll and vote early. Let me just say this. 3 o'clock, I want us all to vote. I will be in Cat Island, and because where I could be, where else I could be? I got to be amongst the people who were with me, who made the wings. And so, just let me say this. I tell you this now. We're going to be here. We're going to get the results here. And by 9 o'clock, or just before 9 o'clock, I'm going to give my acceptance speech right here. Because of the COVID, now we have to remember, we have to remain safe, continue wearing our masks, keep our social distancing. We might have to decide where we'll have that. We might set up a stage here, where we can all be, or we might go to the airport. Of course, I'll be in Old Right by home, just taking the stores, and then I'll be here with you. I want you all to, I am just because of you. This is all about me. It's about each one of you who was here with me from day one, and I want you all to share this moment with me.
Understand? You want to.
And I can tell you, from traveling from Bahamas in the north, the Grand Key in the north, Trinidad in the south. I've been to all of those islands, talking with the people. You know, we have to do a different kind of campaign now. You know, right now, just have rallies that to walk the pavement, see people in their homes, and let them know what we're doing. That's what I have been doing. I didn't get to all of you here in Cat Island as I would wish. So I want you to forgive me for that. But remember, at the end of the day, you're voting for Cat Island, and you're voting for the next Prime Minister.
What's the test of time? New day is coming.